We would go there and say, Tupige Kura Jubilee. We do what we needed to do. When we came back to Nairobi, he never took offense. Ngeno never took any offense. He used to say, you people don't know those people. Those are my people. I have come from very far. I actually used to say I created a constituency and that nothing will change. He kept a very good spirit as a politician, a person who is able to fight during the day and negotiate at night. He knew when to compete with colleagues and when to negotiate with them. And we had later a very good relationship that grew over time. The more I stayed close to Ngeno, I felt like he was a very underrated leader, extremely underrated. In fact, for a person who went to Maseno School and did his first degree out of the country in Kiev, and then had a second degree here with another master's degree.
He was the kind of person that I think all of us assumed because of his style of politics and the way he mingled with the people in Emurua Dikir and the way he never threw the card of his academic achievements all over. We actually underrated his intellect and his capabilities. It's until you sit down with him and engage him that you realize that he had a certain depth in terms of intellect, knowledge, and appreciation of issues. Number two, I don't know if there's something like that Bishop will tell me. Ngeno was quietly and deeply a religious man. And that is another contradiction. For some of us who went to Sunday school and grew up in pastors' families, it used to fascinate me how in his public speeches, he had the capabilities to speak about verses in the Bible often and relate it with his political journey. And he really used to quote those deep verses, and the interpretations would indicate a person who had an appreciation of theology, an appreciation of the Bible and Christianity. No wonder every of his example he used to give was always about heaven, a new land. I think it's because also of the challenges he used to face in Narok, Transmara, Emurua Dikir, on the challenges he went through. It was always, figuratively, he always used to tell his people there is a better land to go to. His favorite song was Kalenjin Hymn Songs 100. And I've heard him sing many times. Mieme ne kararan misi, ne kikere amukayanet. Sip kosjobwe, corona tabara keeps and gwe. Tunki boy. You want to pretend there are no Kalenjins here? Kere yeti, kimni. Tunki boy tu yeki kere Yesu. So somehow there was a depth of faith in him that was underrated, and I think it was quietly in communion with God in his life, unlike some of us who publicly professed. Ngeno, a very interesting issue that has maybe not been captured here. Or people fear to say it. It was actually something unique there that was called Kingpin. That everybody, so there was this joke all the time. You meet him and he says, you know, I'm the Kingpin. And then, so I used to tell him, but who are you competing with? That is an opposed. He once had to explain himself when politics became too much. So he said, they are in the skies, there is a sun, that is President William Ruto. There is a moon, which is his deputy, and there are other bigger stars. So he used to tell us that he's a firefly. You see the firefly, that his kingship is a firefly, Kimengwet. So he used to say he glows at night, he's one of those fireflies. And as we think about it, and it was really very interesting, when we think about it, it reminds me the sermon of Martin Luther King Jr. when he preached about Mark chapter 10:35, about the drum major instincts. And he said that
You know, in us, when James and John asked Jesus that they would like to be put on the left side and the right side in their kingdom, it was Jesus who told them that, yes, that is fine, but it has to come through sacrifice. It takes sacrifice and servant leadership to be in my right side or left side. And I think as Johana said he was a firefly, I think he was right. He was a firefly of justice. He fought for the justice of his people. He fought for land justice. He was a firefly when it came to music, an artist. He really did a lot to raise the stature of the musicians in this country. He was a firefly when he became in his leadership in the committee of housing. He did a fantastic job, as everybody has realized here, has spoken about it here. And therefore, in commemoration of his great job, I want to say that let us go out there and be the fireflies, the servant leadership, be the kingpins and queenpins in your corner to make a difference in every opportunity you are given to make a difference in this nation. Mr. Speaker, DP, I needed to say Carlos is also my friend, a very good friend of mine. The book writes that this book is written that Carlos graduated in 2015. If he went from first year 2010 and graduated in 2015, it is not true. He did not graduate in 2015. Carlos went to university in 2010, and in 2015 he left college. But he could not graduate because he had a fee of about $500,000. So in 2023, on 2nd of October, he came to my office and told me, I want to graduate. And I told him, okay, I'll see what to do. Luckily, we facilitated his graduation. On 20th of December, he sent me a picture having graduated with his mother. And he was very happy in appreciation. This man was a very good friend. He was a hardworking person. And I want to say that Carlos, one of the reasons why Carlos did not get a job early, he had told us that he would not want to be a teacher early because he thought he was focusing on his political career. And Were also was very close to me, and I know the family know that. We have gone home, he has come to my place. And I must say that on behalf of all of us who are in the executive, we want to pray for these families. We will support you. His Excellency the President directed our ministry to do some work on his behalf, and we have done so to facilitate food in the home, to facilitate the tents, and to facilitate also many other arrangements that His Excellency the President said that all those people who come there must be fed and must be appreciated for the support they continue to give their Member of Parliament and the families that are present with us. I wish you God's grace. May the souls of all these great gentlemen rest in eternal peace. It is now my greatest pleasure and duty to invite my speaker, who was my speaker for a few months before I left Senate, Speaker Amason Jeva Kingi.
Familia za wenda zake zikiongozwa na wajane, wazazi, ndugu na marafiki, Naibu Rais Profesa Kithure Kindiki, viongozi wenzangu, mabibi na mabwana waombolezaji. Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe tena. Kwa niaba yangu binafsi na kwa niaba ya familia yangu na kwa niaba ya bunge la Senate, ningependa kupeana risala za rambirambi kwa huzuni kwa familia za ndugu zetu ambao walituacha. Kifo ni kifo, lakini kifo cha ghafla kina uchungu mkubwa. Na bila shaka uchungu huu ndio familia hizi 6 zinasikia